Fit like YouTube, welcome back to Dead Man's Chest. Okay, just a way to do a quick phosphate check. And this is parts per billion. Parts per million, it's 0.159. And I got a little microscope, and this is actual footage on the microscope. And as you can see, the red dots, these are in fact dinoflagellates. Unfortunately, these guys are still in my system. However, the refugium swap has worked well, and already the copepods are starting to multiply and do their thing. They're really tiny, so it's quite difficult to actually get the phone to actually focus on them. So I'm just hoping that with adding some more biodiversity to the tank that we should get rid of this dino. I mean, the numbers have dwindled, it's not as bad as it used to be. So what we're doing is definitely working. It's just not going to happen overnight. And these things take time, but things are definitely moving in the right direction anyway. And this little amphipod in the refugium caught my eye. He keeps going back and forth, and he'll grab like a little bit of food, dart back in, and the side wall that I've got the black acrylic on, there's like a whole colony of amphipods behind there, a huge massive family. And this one little dude seems to run out, grab a piece of food and then go back. Here he goes again. He's got a pellet. So here's the sump. Absolutely loving this. It's worked out really well. Some of you might have been wondering why on earth did he have two lights for his refugium. Well, here's the reason, so that one of them could go underneath, and the algae is now being lit from top and bottom. So that's really good. And the Cheeto, it's only been like 5 days since I added this in, and already it's like doubled in size within that 5 days. The other reason that I think the Cheeto is doing so well and growing so fast is the fact that I've now, for this last week, have not been running my skimmer at all. I've kept the skimmer off completely, just to try and help and get this dinoflagellate situation under control. So, while talking about biodiversity, I figured it was well overdue that I boosted up my cleanup crew. I haven't added any cleanup crew in over, at least must be nearly 2 years now. And a lot of it's perished and been eaten and preyed upon and what have you. So I'm adding, been to the local LFS, I've picked up 5 hermit crabs, red-legged hermit crabs, and I've got 6 Aaaarrrgh snails. So I'm going to fire these in, and then I think I'm going to go to another LFS and pick up some more. However, I've just acclimated these. Now, I've just done it in the bag, and I'm to be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of the drip method. Just because the fact it takes so long, and by the time that you've dripped it and got the waters to the same kind of thing, I always find that the water in the bucket's freezing. So I'd rather just do it in the bags and just every couple of minutes or so just add a little pipette of water. And to be honest with you, this seems to work great, and the water never gets cold because it's obviously in the tank anyway. And this is just the method that I actually prefer to do. I've never lose anything, and yep, I just prefer this way as opposed to having the air tube with the drip. And by the time that you've got the water matching the tank, the water in the bucket's freezing. I mean, obviously you can use a heater and stuff, but I just find this way easier, and it's a lot less faffing about. So just adding these guys now, just drop them down. That's the hermit crabs. I'll just get the Nassarius snails, which have now landed. One of them's landed in the sunny D's, unfortunately. The other one's getting blown about with the current. There's the hermit crabs. So this will be a good start in boosting the cleanup crew. So I'm going to go shopping again tomorrow and pick up some more goodies. Alrighty, we've got some more cleanup crew going in. I'll just give you a quick tour, show you what I've picked up. So over here we've got 5 spiny Aaaarrrgh snails. I've picked up a small gorgonian, some bumblebee snails. I think I've got 6 of these. A couple of cowrie snails. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. Cowrie. I think that's right. Another conch, just to help get the sand bed stirred over since we don't have a goby anymore. Also picked up a red emerald crab. He's going to be doing a good job of picking at the rocks. And I picked up another 20 Nassarius snails, so that's 26 I've added in total. So that'll help with the sand as well. And also add in another 5 turbo snails. So with this little lot, I'm hoping that this is going to increase the biodiversity of the cleanup crew and do that little bit of help against the battle against dinoflagellates. Although a lot of this doesn't eat the dino, it's definitely going to help. Okay, so that's the cleanup crew all acclimated and just started putting it into the tank. So the turbo snails are in, the emerald crab's in. It's hard to see, they've all kind of split off in different directions. But it's good to see them getting straight to work. And I'll get the rest started. Right, that's everything in now. Here's the conch. Bumblebee snails, they've all kind of started digging into the sand bed. They'll be disappearing shortly. Emerald crab, he's moved over, starting to clean the rocks. So here's a shot from, I believe it was around about August. It's the tricolour stag and the strawberry shortcake. And this is what the tricolour stag looks like today. I believe it was called the Joker or something. I forgot all these names. But the red sunset millipora next to it, the two of them are getting pretty close to touching. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the sunset millipora and reposition it elsewhere in the tank. Not sure exactly where yet because I don't have a lot of real estate left. However, I think I may move and sell on the large green porcellipora because I've got it's spawned babies all over the tank, so I've got a nice wee small colony growing in the very top, so I wouldn't really miss that, and I think I'll put the millipora in its place. So here's a top down view, and as you can see, sunset millipora is covering a good part of the Duncans. and it's getting really close to the joker stag there. So I think moving this piece is going to be a good idea, and then I think it's going to allow my Duncans to actually really open up to their fullest, because just now I just feel as if they're kind of holding back because they kind of sense that there's another coral there. I don't know, I'm not really sure, but they never really, like you can see there's still a wee gap there, they never really push themselves right out of that bit, but we'll see once it's moved. I'm also going to have to frag the bonsai there, because it's starting to shade my red planet, which is starting to grow really well now. So if I can break that millipora and stick it in the front here where that green porcellapora is, I think that's going to work.
Do we want to get right?
It's time to rock. So, yep. Why the rock? Well, basically I'm thinking ahead of time, and with the upgrade that I'm planning, I figured why not get the rock now, get it in the quarantine tank and just leave it there. So this is a rock I'm going to be using, which is a Carib Sea dead rock. It's actually got bacteria on it as dormant that becomes live once it's in contact with salt water, which is really cool and should make the cycle pretty quick. And although it's going into my quarantine tank, which runs 24/7 anyway, I don't think the cycle's going to be too drastic. However, I will leave it in there for 4 weeks before I do add any livestock, just to make sure that there's no ammonia and no nitrite in the system. But yep, it looks pretty good, and at least then when I am upgrading in a year or whatever time it is, this stuff will be live and ready to go. Right, it's 4 weeks later, tested all the water parameters are spot on, no ammonia, no nitrite, and it's good to go. So I've been to the LFS again, and I've picked up 7 little green chromies, and the reason for this is I want to get these into the dead man's chest, just to increase the bio load and help keep my phosphates and nitrates up, because I've kind of been struggling with that, and just feeding a ton, so figured higher bio load will also help with that. So this is the next day, and they've settled in really well. The aquascape's just been bunged together, it's nothing special and nothing's glued, because obviously I'm going to need to be able to just take it out when I need it. But so far, the little green blue chromies, absolutely loving life. They've been eating really well, and I can't see there being any problems with them, to be honest with you. Although they do have a tendency as a species to kind of fight and kill one another off until there's usually only 1 or 2 left. So out of this 7, we'll see how it goes, but hopefully I get lucky and these guys all get on and behave themselves, because when you get a nice wee shoal of these fish, they do look stunning. And I just think in dead man's chest, it's just going to add a little bit of pop and extra bit of movement. And because they come out as a shoal, it kind of gets other fish that are a bit shy, helps give them confidence to get out into the water column as well. So really nice fish. I'm loving the rock, and by the time I go to use it, it should be full of life. So this is my wee fish room I've got. It's just basically a downstairs toilet. It's tiny like, but I built this tank from scratch. You know, there's videos on it, the whole unit, everything, and it's turned out really well. I moved my RODI unit into here as well, just because the wife got fed up with me flooding the kitchen. So yeah, so it's in here now and it's working great. So that's it for this episode, shipmates. Thank you for watching, happy reefing, and until the next one, bye bye.